All right, God bless you. Thank you for the liking on this, the thumbs up thingamajiggy. To the ones that refuse to do that or are still in here, I'll try to get better so one day you like me. Uh, Short bow spirit, aloha, all, how sweet. Aloha. Aloha right back to you. And God bless you, everyone in here. Um, I'm going to get to your salutations and I'll get to what we're going to talk about. Alan, J. Mary Baba, Jesus Christ, God bless John, everyone joining today. Have a happy Sunday. How nice. Good prayers. Well said. Thank you, Alan. And Short Bow Spirit Jack, thanks for the prayers. Thursday night, I attempted starting truck again as just didn't make sense that someone could drain half tank of fuel. It started immediately, still had the half tank. That's good. You know, God helps us, and we need to be reminded that God helps us. So God unhelps us, and then you're like, hey, God, help me out. God's like, yeah, see, you should have just said at the beginning, then it wouldn't be like, I wouldn't have to do that. So that's good. I'm happy. The plumbing getting broken is still a mystery, but I'm happy to know fuel wasn't stolen. Yeah. Yeah, things don't get stolen anymore. And Reese is here. All right, Reese. Hope the wisdom is healing. Okay. Came to the gathering, those that did, and like you went back and all this crazy stuff happened. Like, to those new to my work, you were given everything. The most beautiful woman, the most beautiful man, the best money situation if you're new to my work, right? And then if you've been doing it for a while, it's like just more problems. Yeah, I went back and there were more problems to deal with. And then the ones who've been doing it the longest, no problems. You get back and you rest and you're like, God took care of everything. There were some bumps and wiggles, and then God took care of it. So it's a journey, and that's what I want to. Rain is here, good, and Christopher's here. All right, George is here, good. Listen, okay, Christopher, you got to get with Alan and get that paperwork right, and he'll help produce it. Then send it to me, okay? Not just an envelope with an empty envelope with a Turner address. Good thoughts, but get with Alan. He'll help you through that process, okay? And MacArthur, I'm getting to yours here real soon, okay? In this week. All right. Concussion, blah, blah. I'm doing my best too. Well, I was asking if I could get to Tennessee without truck breaking down. I can only attribute the gauge saying empty was assigned to get truck to shop before making the trip. Yeah, that's good. Okay, today I'm going to mainly focus on the human race thing today. There are lots of birds. There are lots of dogs, right? There's not like, hey, there's a dog, one kind. There isn't. There's not one kind of bird. There's not one kind of fish. And there sure is not one kind of human, for sure. And we're going to talk about those different attributes, and I'm just going to get into this topic today. I'm not going to complete it today. This is a big topic. Y'all, if interested, go look into it. Go do some of your research on your own. Come back here and bring something to the table, But I'll unpack the concepts here, a bunch of them. I brought out a bunch of things before, but let's just unpack the main parts of it. Okay. And a whole bunch of other just things, keep you up to date on the information. Okay. Another thing is, I just want to say this generally. One thing that's different, right? That a notable difference in different individuals playing this game in the human body What's the main difference? Anybody could say anything. Like what is thing that differentiates us from them, right? Our enemies in here. What's the differentiation in here? Because that's what you got to be thinking like, oh, what's different from us than them? And then how does that play out, right? The heart, yes, true. The heart, yeah, it's a good topic. We need this topic, George. I got some more stuff for you, George. I'm gonna decode the Space Needle today too. It's only gonna take a minute. Um, ability to accept the truth. That's the boy. That's so it right there, isn't it? Yes. The heart is right. Like Reese, they operate differently than us from the heart. That's true. Um, that's is a main gauge. It is. Ability to accept the truth, using the truth to separate the wheat from the chaff. Yes. You'll resend. Should have been two separate mailings. Oh, I only got one. Okay, maybe I'm waiting for a second one. In which case, no problem. I'm waiting for it. Okay. Hearts, they're not afraid of the truth. The hearts that are not afraid of the truth, right? Hearts that are not afraid of the truth. Well said, Jay. No, that's an important attribute. Let me name another that is really important, and no, that's very important. Um, memory wipe, memory wipe, memory wipe, memory wipe. You do know this game and everything in it, or you don't. One or the other, right? You think history, right? You think it's all true. Oh, you know, there's a show on Amazon called Good Omens, 3 seasons. The third season just ended with one show. Um, and in that show, an angel and a demon go to God and say, "Hey, listen, we don't want to do Judgment Day anymore. We don't want to do it. Can we just go and not have Judgment Day and live life like that?" And God's like, "No problem." And they live 1.8 billion years, and then they meet each other and they fall in love and they have a heart. These two guys, an angel and a demon. So you go from angel or demon, then you get your memory wiped, and you play as non-player character in the background, thinking you're on a ball, thinking the script is right, right? I've been here 1.8 billion years. They don't know no different. And those are the two masses of individuals here, right there in the whole. That's it. That's them. Angels and the demons, right? Angels and the demons, 330 million of them, whatever you want to call them. When they say they're angels and demons, they're differentiating. Oh, they're ranks among us. A hierarchy. Yes. Okay. So the numbers. There are 660 million non-player characters with background. They live, they exist, but are not, going to have any wake up in this lifetime. They're not. They don't. They have their memory wiped, right? They have their memory wiped. They're just playing in the background. They get it's all real. Whatever they've been told, even though nothing adds up, they're going to go the whole time loop and think it's all real. And I'm a conspiracy theorist with all, but that's not right. Hey, easy. Oh, hey, stop it with your stop speaking truth. Ow. Both groups, angels, demons, stop player characters. Ow. Stop it. Right. That's the truth. Oh, hey, easy. Stop what you're doing there. Stop saying the truth. Ow. That's right. That's both groups. So that doesn't really totally help differentiate who's who, right? Right? Because one group is lying as saying, "Oh, hey, the fake history, blah blah blah," right? That's they know the difference, but they're still saying the same thing as the non-player characters. Hard to tell them apart. The truth is, yeah, they both go like this. So that don't really help tell them apart totally, does it? It's like, hey, what? The non-player characters, sure, the truth, they go like this, right? So whatever, you got nothing to do with them. Be cordial, you know, don't knock them over the head. They can be problemsome. They'll get your way. It's like they just use extra energy and waste your time. Don't do it, right? Uh, Pamela's here. Greetings, Sean. Blessing to all joining in today. Great to have you. Memories over multiple lifetimes. Thank you. That's the important one there, right, George? That's the important attribute right there. Memories over multiple lifetimes. That's the important quality there. See, the non-player characters are like everything's real. Thanks NASA. Yes, them. You know, and there was working at NASA. That's the 33. And then there was Believe NASA. They're both the truth separates them into a giant herd. But then it's like who you interacting with out of those, right? You're interacting with the ones that know or the ones that don't know. That because the ones that don't know anything, just excuse me, like you interact with them nicely and yeah, hey, and off you go. The other ones, they can help you or they can stop you, and so you want to let them know what's up, and you don't want me praying for you. So you, so first thing I'm going to talk about is who's who again, right? Like it's about having that memory. So what is a good way to see if someone uh, has their memory wiped, right? Because listen. If you don't get your memory wiped and you keep the memory, what else do you have? What else do you have? What other superpower do you have? You could read minds. You could read minds. You could read everybody's mind. You read everybody's mind. Yeah. You could read everybody's mind. So a separation between a non-player character and the angel demon, is if they remember previous lifetimes. I just how do you know that? I just ask them. I uh, I ask them how many previous lifetimes do you remember, and then they come up with a BS story of I remember kind of like I was this and that and so on. You know, there's that, or there's they go they give you a funny look, like, oh, do you know or do you know? They go through the process of reading your mind. They can't read my mind. I know that. They can read your mind. I know that. Once you get to the seventh plane, they're not allowed in because your mind is one with God. Okay. I'm not saying that to every one of you, but where your mind is with God, they're not allowed to meet with God and be one with God. Nuh-uh, not like that. They can know the script, they can know all their duties and stuff like that. But the game is played so you get a meeting with God face to face. So it's not like they don't have that. They don't deserve it. You reach the seventh plane, you get it back in the body like me. They are never allowed to get it in your mind then because they could never experience God. They're not allowed to. It's part of the game. So for me, I'm going to tell you, how can you tell if they remember previous lifetimes, if they mind read? That's what I'm going to tell you. But I can't use this method, right? Because they can't read my mind. But I'm going to tell you a method that you could use. You see what I'm saying? Okay. Let's say you're interacting with one of them, whoever it is, right? They all have, they're all driven by more instinct stuff, not by right or wrong. That's not their thing. They do their character, period. And yeah, thank God. God made them so we can play the game. But they are lower than us in the human race, in the heart. They're lower, right? Their heart isn't all the way functioning yet. It just isn't. So they don't make all choices are right or wrong like we do. Like we have an understanding of moral and ethical, actual right or wrong. They are like right or wrong. Hey, that makes sense to my character, and pleasing Satan or whatever. Like they have a totally different. They need a set of rules like thou shalt not kill and stuff because they kill. They do all this heinous evil stuff. They do. They do that stuff. It's unbelievable what they do. And so it's good to separate who's who. And like, you don't want to be around necessarily someone that much time if their morality is so questionable that God needs to give them a list of 10 basic rules not to kill people and stuff like that. Like they're so baseline spiritually and don't have a heart. They need rules, like like a rabid dog needs a kennel, that's their kennel. So okay, so they're more driven by like the lower chakra stuff, like a woman be really attracted to what a woman is really attracted to, right? If it's a woman, uh, oh, they want a great partner with a guy who's successful, da da da. Who, if they're one of those apex predators with a, career mind, they want somebody that's better than them, you know, some way, or has something, they're predators. So they're what are they? What do they call? Uh, Somewhat a host. Anyway, uh, so they're looking for something like that, and the male is looking for beauty in a woman, is stuff like that. So I'm trying to say they're attracted to baseline things. You follow me? So if you're interacting with them, you get to know them, or you handle the basic thing. Let's say you're talking to a woman. You're wondering if she is remembers previous lifetimes, just reading your mind and whatever. One thing you can do is you're face to face with them. You picture looking behind them through your eyes. You see what might be extremely one very attracted to them, or make them very fearful, right? So let's say you picture a car is driving at you, is going to run into you right now. Somehow jump the curb, is going to run into both of you. You like have that thought run through your mind while you're speaking to them, and see if they turn their head to see if there's a car there. Or if it's a guy, right, you're talking to, you picture some, you can't believe this, teenage beauty in a bikini who's actually walking in the city right now down the street. What's she even doing here? Holy, you know what I mean? You're sending an image to them that will turn their head. You follow me? Would there be no other reason for them to turn their head? You get them to turn their head to a thought inside you. You played them. You follow me? You know what's up with them. Follow? That's how to differentiate what's up, who's who. And then what you do is, once you accept this, right? Then you start feeding them information through your thoughts and stuff. Give me 6 feet or I'm going to pray. Because listen, once you separate who's who or what's what, if one of them is up at your grill and trying to ruin your life, which they want to do, because we're playing a game, we have an enemy, we have to overcome our enemy. They have to be great enemies that we have to overcome, and then we get great, right? At doing what? Praying for God to the point of, you guessed it, the death prayer. Well, we can't kill them. What they do, you don't think me getting, oh, you stole my home, everything, my children, everything I own, morally, legally, ethically, in every way, take a gun and murder them bankers. Well, how is that evil? It is not in any way. Well, I'm preventing them from doing the same evil to other people. Of course, that's not evil. Oh, you go to jail for that. So I didn't. I break anything with God. I was good to go. You know, except if God is real, just give them to God. You see what I'm saying? There's so many of them. They're just infinite. There aren't enough bullets or time in the day. There just isn't. And besides, they're just doing what they're programmed to do to get us to call God's name. And once we do and we get good at it, guess who's the predator up here? after all, not them. They're the ones that get scared of us, right? There was this thing in Argentina, right? And also in maybe America one. They introduced wolves in Yellowstone, and the elk changed their behavior. Like the whole ecosystem changed. Now, right? The apex predators are who? Them. The 330 million of the ones that predate us, predate the non-player characters, predate the winners of the game, predate everything. You got to go down there and run the game. Uh, okay, that's them, right? The ones that predate everything. They're the predators up here until I wake up. I wake some others up, and then hey, I might, you might want to do the right thing over there, whoever you are. I don't even care. Or you get the death prayer. What? Patience long since left this dome. I have no patience left for them. Zero. I have some patience for you. Zero patience for them. Zero. What? They've been here millions of lifetimes through their character. Get it right. Like, I'm coming, I'm coming. Do the right thing. If you mess up, you get my death prayer. Hey, what's the kind of religion that gives me, you do death prayer to me? The kind of religion where it looks like it matters to you, right? Looks like you had a reaction over there. So it looks like it's the kind of religion where I don't come to your house and murder you for doing evil stuff. I let my God handle you. Christianity. Okay. So this is an accounting symbol. The cross is debits and credit, right? Debits, credit, DC, right? Washington, DC. That's where I'm born. That's where I weigh everything. Who's who and what's what. I'm an apex predator. And from DC, right, the Ega we trust and its interest will, over time, kill Earth and this system. It will. We're having the big wind up. There's this other kind of crappy little movie about the last day of Earth, and it's a hokey little thing. I watched it like 50 minutes. I'm like, I speed watched it. I'm like, da, 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 da. I'm like, oh, but there's a giant thing. There's this big rock's going to hit Earth, and all these little meteorites are coming in the meantime. And it comes on the news, and they're like, hey, today's the last day. You know what I mean? Like, they're just like, that's all the lead up time. Yeah, today's the last day. And so, okay, click. Go do what you're going to do, everybody. And they're like, ah. And so basically what happens is all these little meteorites, i.e. the star falls. And if your star falls and it hits you, you're dead and you get recycled, They don't say that part, but that's basically what's going on. And so what happens? There's one day left. People start to flip out, start murdering each other, do all this evil stuff. You know what I mean? They don't care about right or wrong. All goes haywire. That's what's happening now. They did have their memory wipe, right? They're coming the last 7 years. They know the last 7 years are going to be off the chain up here. All this crazy stuff's going to happen out there to all of them. And then it's going to get closer to home to us over time, right? So just like in that movie where it's last day, everybody freaks out. They know what's coming. They're starting to have like this freak out behavior, I'm telling you, I don't know what's going on like ever in your life and people around you. Anybody been murdered lately? Yeah. Around here, that's happened in this family. So yeah, no, this starts to get haywire. And the reason I'm bringing this up is, again, back to who's who and what's what. Now, me, as so many others, Mayor Baba said the first type of human is a eunuch. And you're thinking, what? What comes to mind? Not what I'm going to say. We're in a time loop. 1969, 9/11, 1969. Hey, day one, we're here, right? There are old people here then on day one. Women who cannot have a child. They're too old. They're a eunuch. A man who's too old, cannot have a child at the beginning of the time loop is a eunuch. That's a fact. What? Those are the first humans here. Some of them are eunuchs. Also, they're eunuchs by desire. Some of them too, or just it's canceled inside of them. I see that. That's why. Hey, the 1969 starts and everyone gets divorced, right? Because they're just thrown into these relationships. They didn't happen organically. They aren't real. And of course, almost everyone was meant to split up. So, okay, I'll go through some comments. I want to keep going on this because this is a big topic, and I want to get to basically what happens when there's species, different types of human having an offspring. That matters. You see what I'm saying? Interrelating and what the different habits are. That's what we get to. Okay. D. Freeman, great day to all. Good to have you. Alan, you only have the truth to offer. Yes. And that's what Perfect Master, that's what Mayor Bob said. Perfect Master only has the truth to give. They don't have anything else. Only have the truth. And that's what splits everyone one way or the other. That's true. But then how to figure out who's who in this, you get the truth and then you start sifting, right? Everything this is debits and credits, right? But it's a scale. It's a scale that crosses a scale. You're always weighing who's who. And you need the skills to do that. Touche, George. Great comment. Yeah, you and Jay are on the same page on that. Is it possible that most of the fallen angels are killed, removed by God before Judgment Day, so they really don't know the end script nor the day and the hour? Yeah, no, yeah. So many of them. Freedom last night. I ain't seen this dude in a bunch of years, and he's a good drummer and a nice guy. And he showed up last night. His name's Freedom. And guess what? He shows up with a tale of woe. He only has 2 weeks to live. I swear to God. I swear. And so I'm sitting there dancing drum circle, and this other drummer comes to me, Marco. He's like, "Hey, you know him?" I was like, "Freedom? Yeah, you've seen him in a while." And he's like, "He only has 2 weeks to live. Cancer." I was like, "How can you know ahead of time you're going to die in 2 weeks? Like your script is, they know when their script ends." See, if they die off before the end date means their character is meant to die off, they're going to come back as the same character and play it again. So I went up to Freedom. I was like, "Hey, Freedom. Hey." I was like, "Hey, your character name going to be real. It's going to be true. You're going to leave the dome. You're going to leave it dome." I had a schedule. I had it the last day. I was like, "I never leave. I'm here day one, day end, and you get to leave. Good for you, man." He looks at me because he was ready for spinning his tail of woe, and he's got that long face. And he looks at me like, I like basically told him, "Have a nice vacation." I don't get one, like that's what I told him. And he wasn't playing that good at drums, so I was sitting in the back, and I was sitting with a bunch of the fairies and all that, and Freedom's up there playing, and it stops, and I go, "Hey." Oh God, I made a joke. It was so in poor taste. I made a joke that was, "Hey, Freedom, you're dying up there, man. Come on, play better." Anyway, he got better on the next song because I made a joke of it. I know it's all a script, so I was like, "Hey man, you're dying on stage, dude. Come on." Like his whole thing that night was he's dying of cancer. Give me a break, y'all. Uh, Angel Rubino. Does deja vu play into past lives like we have done this before? Yes, of course, for sure. That's just the first inkling of like, hey, it's a mnemonic device. It's a memory device, right? To get you to memory, we're in a loop. We are. It's not just one little thing. Everything. Nothing ever changes. So yes, deja vu is a way that we begin to know, you know, it's happening again. Related to Mayor Baba saying three-quarters of mankind die off. George, look at you moving the freaking needle forward, dude. I love it. That's why I want to give out this information. Because there are a certain few people who are mentally and in their heart with God moving forward. I would play this game right and care and listen to what I say. And then they're like, well, I'm going to listen to God too. And then they see the next logical leap forward if they've studied Bear Baba and you see their behavior and get at what I'm saying. Like, George, great. You're right, you do. And that's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying not to say, hey, blah, blah, blah. Then you're like, whoa, dude, I got to process that. Think about that. I got to catch up with you in a couple years, man. Later. Or I say something, you get it, and you hear the next thing in the script. Oh, boom. Like George, you see, say you're caught up when I say it, and you move forward, you're on the script. You're listening to our squad's script at the unveiling, right? Mayor Baba's mastery of servitude symbol. It's a rolling out on the edges. You see, the script is unveiling. If you're mastery of servitude, well, we're not like that. We don't hear the whole thing up front. We hear it as we go. If we're with God, God's like, yeah, this, that. You're like, what? So we open up that channel to stay one with God immediately. Have an instant response. Oh, well, that logically means this, and that's God telling you what's up. Just like you see with George. Yes, look at you go, man. You've been studying it for a number of years. That's why I want to talk about Space Needle because, like, that's his ballywick. He's been doing good out there. I'm gonna do something. So anyway, yeah, no, you're on it. You're on it. You try this soon. Okay, yeah, Reese. These is a real tool. To not use this is to just be like, I don't want to know who's who. Oh yeah, who are you? No, you gotta use these tools and figure out who's who and then accept that reality of who's who. Me too, Reese. I'm gonna have fun with this. Yeah, dude, I've been saying this for a while. Come on. Freak Out, Left Freak is a funk disco song. Yes. Yeah. Okay, so I got a lot to unwrap here. Okay. So me, just think of me how different I am from everybody. I don't ever have a childhood. Literally never. Literally, I never do. And whereas the non-player characters, in a way, their whole life is a childhood. In a way, you follow? They never wake up. The whole thing is like they're in kindergarten at best. The whole. You see, so this is a human race. We're all intellectually, spiritually. You know what I mean? The advancement is like the advanced extreme of life cover, the book of Marijuana. Everyone's in a line. And you're playing through the characters. The characters don't move forward. They don't move, oh, I move forward. You're not that character. You moving through the bodies of the characters towards the end. Hi. This is the end. My only friend, the end. uh, okay, so I'm gonna let's see. So the Pope recently said something about AI is not good or something like that. You know, he didn't say AI is demons, but uh, in the Bible, the demons are coming through, blah blah blah. At the end, that's the AI thing, right? The stock market, everything's gonna crash. It's all a big Ponzi scheme. They only do Ponzi schemes. They steal all our stuff and then they make Ponzi schemes out of us, right? That's all they do. Never satisfied, always want more. More slavery. So it's going to run out, and the 7 year thing is real. They're going to have to start doing more currency, blah, blah, blah. War this, war that, trade this, trade that, blah, blah, blah. Worse, worse, worse. So everybody calls out God's name or somebody. Oh, hey, uh, Ebola, right? You throw it, right? It has balls at the end of it, right? And it's a rope. They use it in South America instead of like a lasso. You throw it and bring an animal down, right? Bring an animal down. Well, now you don't got to do that yourself no more, right? We got the internet. We don't have just bolas, right? We got Ebolas now. Oh, get your credit together in case we get some Ebola up in here. Oh, okay. So when I'm a child, right? I got an uncle who's a nice uncle who stitched me up a lot of times. He's a doctor and he worked in the emergency room for like 25 years and then nursing homes. Really nice guy, helped a lot of people, including me, multiple times. Uh, One time he said to me, he goes, "Hey, you ever looked at that chart and see all that stuff inside, like the intestines and the kidneys, the hearts, and all those things?" Like, yeah. He said to me, he's like, "You know what? When you open somebody up, don't look anything like that." Like, yeah, it's all like he's like he said it was all jumbled or what. It wasn't very clear on what. And I was like, "Oh, what?" And I was like, and so for my life, I wonder what's inside of people. Are they different? And I had an acupuncturist who's been helping me a bit with this concussion and stuff. And she's has to be one of the bugs or they can't be helpful. They have to have many lifetimes and they can't help me. And she does and had good training. I checked on her. And one of my questions I asked her when I got there on the first day I met with her was, uh, I said, "Oh, hey, I heard from my wife that you used to be a doctor in a medical field." And she goes, "Yeah, I was in like did sonograms and stuff." I was like, "Oh," I'm like, "Really?" And so this is what I asked her. I said, "Oh, sonogram, really?" I said, I told her that story about my uncle. And I said, and he's like, "Not everything's the same in everybody." And I said, I said, "Well, have you seen different things inside of people?" And this is what she answered: "I haven't seen the inside of everybody." I'm like, "Oh, you're the right acupuncturist for me." Keep it silent, say the truth, but not the truth. So perfect. I knew who she was immediately on that answer. Okay, so now let's get to some of the heart of this, right? You get a donkey and a horse, and then you make a mule, right? When they have sex. Oh, well, what happens when you get a fallen angel and like one of us, right? What happens when they have sex? What happens? Who comes out then, right? Do they get their memory wiped? What? Who are they? Yeah, right. Well, I'll tell you one thing that I have seen recently is how to put this. Speaking of sonograms, they don't uh whatever God, you know, the human race. Now I'm gonna talk about race. You want to talk about race? Uh so if two of 'em get together, there's a baby growing inside one, they don't grow necessarily the way babies are supposed to grow. They grow non-linear. What? And them other teams, some of them are shapeshifters and stuff. All kind of stuff that's crazy. Nothing related to what we go through at all. Plus, I don't even come through a woman, and so many others don't too. So then there's a kind that never comes through a woman, isn't born, Then there's a kind that's born here, you know. Totally different introduction to being here, vastly different reaction to being here. Uh, you know, you're inside a woman for 9 months. Like I know my grandson, he remembers that being inside for 9 months. I for sure don't, and I always like, why don't I remember my childhood? It took me a while to figure it out, you know, and that's why, like Jesus and me are really attracted and really treat the young ones like inordinately, crazily, like watch over them. Don't let anything happen to them. If they're with me, don't let anything happen to them. If they're with the other team, well, that's sorry. That's all. You should have listened to me. Uh, but no, I don't have a childhood, so you have no idea how much I respect and appreciate the gift that God gives those that do have it. And those you that didn't have it this lifetime, you had it in other lifetimes. You had a childhood. I never had one. I never will have one. Uh, so that is a different thing. So, you know, they're just like I said, I'm not going to unpack all of this week. I'm not going to, and neither am I meant to. You know, you're supposed to do some work too. Uh, sorry, I'm gonna keep going through this. So, who are the five perfect masters? They don't have their memory wiped. They manage the 33, right? The 33 run this. They're the Disney players here. Well, you know, I'm one of the Disney players in here too. I don't leave. So the five perfect masters, they manage the game, the whole place, all of Disney World. Me, the other team, all of it. You know what I'm saying? But they're technically, they're in sort of a class of their own, right? Because they don't have a. They're always here, like I'm always here. The devil's here, like I'm always here. My shadow's always here, and in a way, they're my shadow too. Like I cast that big of a shadow of, because there's one with God, and the rest is a shadow. So, yeah, you play through them until you get to this point of the game. Hi, hello. Okay. Uh, and I'm never born, I never die, so I don't have those experiences. Whereas, part of the experience of the characters that don't have their memory wiped, they don't have their death wiped, they don't have their birth wiped. That's kind of, is so area of suffering that I don't engage in, that they do engage in, that I respect them for coming through here and dying, you know? Like freedom. Hey, good job. Your character's going to end, and you know when it's going to happen the exact day because you got cancer or whatever. Hi, and you're still playing drums 2 weeks right before, and you got your homies are here, and you're just chilling. Oh, okay. Hey, it's a certain suffering they go through, but all the problems are here. None of the problems are on the other side. They're here. Congratulations. Apparently you did great. You get to leave early. Good for you. That's what I said to him. I really could think of it that way. Just because you miss somebody that's not here, okay, well, they played a character who ended early, and that's if you don't have your memory wiped, you can't win this game. You have to do, like in Good Omens, you can't be an angel and demon and be like, I win. No, you get your memory wiped and play as a dumb human next. That's it. And then if you come through that process, eventually, oh my God, Thanks for keeping me here for forever. Then you spit out into a character or might actually interact with. So, so you get your memory right. That's an attribute you have, right? Uh, some of you are born, as some of you appear here. So that's different. You could do both, right? You could do both. You could be, oh, hey, I just showed up in a body of this character and I wasn't born based on the date you got in a body. That can happen to characters. Some of you characters are older than me. So it is possible. That is possible. See? Those are differences of you. But you had other characters before this one where you worked and evened all that out in your stuff and many other characters all the way through here. So it's not just about this one lifetime for you, okay? But in this lifetime, those differences are there. And so you can see within, look, just be real, okay? You met with everybody at the gathering, you know different people. You can see some people you think are maybe a little more spiritually advanced than you, and maybe some people are a little less spiritually advanced. You at meeting, you notice there's a hierarchy. It's a race, a human race. Within our area, within their area, there's a hierarchy. The whole thing is hierarchical to literally individuals in line, the way Mayor Baba has it. That much of a hierarchy is like that. No, you're number 1,400,000. It's like, get in line. You got to see it that way. You see, and the only way you're going to move forward is I skip you forward. You can only move yourself forward by listening to me and skip a whole bunch of everything or not. Up to you. Uh, Another attribute that you have, players of the game, basically you're spread out physically with rare differences in the same family, super rare, but basically you're spread out physically. So that's why I try and gather you together, you see, because they're afraid of us. The actual apex predators here is us, you. I teach you that. I'm the apex predator, and then I'm like, come over here, little kittens. This is how you murder them with a death prayer. This is how you get them, the capybaras should all bunch up over there and give you 6 feet. You walk around like the predator, they're all hiding in the bushes where you walk by. Oh, now we're getting somewhere. You see? Yeah. That's why I gather you together. Get over your shit, y'all. And they're going to come and stop you. Don't let them. And then get to see and know each other and know about yourselves. And, oh, what's up? Now we're going to kick some ass up here, not the other way around. It's what I say with this area of the game where we win, they lose. They start dying, freedom dies. Later. What? You didn't listen. Go ahead and die. That's your choice. I'm supposed to feel bad that you're stupid. I don't. Sorry. Let's read some comments here. Alan, I don't think deja vu happens for non-player characters. It seemed to happen for us for only a moment, but the fairies likely experience deja vu 24/7. Yeah, no, that's a good point. Thank you. Well said, Alan. Do you think SpaceX IPO will be getting the stock market crash? I love it. Ebola. Ebola. uh, I love it. X marks the time loop. 8 times 8, 64. SpaceX. Let's end it. Uh, you know, there's fun at the end. Yeah, the guy with the most money wins. Faking space, faking AI, faking everything. The biggest faker was the most money. South Africa, what? The whole thing. It's so funny. I don't want to comment directly one way or the other on that, but it is fun to see the script play out as inevitable, and how walking across stage. See, I'm doing my thing again. A million, million. million. Uh, D. Freeman, Pastor, perhaps this was covered yet. It occurs to me, uh, is a narcissist or a psychopath being the result of a cross pollination between us and them? Uh, it's that interesting. A narcissist. What is a narcissist? Let's bring up that what that is. Most people have no idea what that means. A narcissist is someone that's who is, if you look up the story of Narcissus, right, is someone that stares in the mirror all the time, and that is an attribute that must be there. The number one attribute is their looks, right? The couch fairies, the shape shifters. What are you gonna? You're gonna shift into a scary shape if you need to be scary, but if you need to win anything, you shift into the shape, the beauty for to win everything. So you know, uh, what is a psychopath? I mean, all of the 33ers, like anyone that when subjected with the truth, the actual truth, goes like that to it, to me, that's a psychopath. That is. In other words, they would rather live in a made up world that doesn't exist with their own morality and everything that's not real. None of it's real. None of the script here is real. None of it. Jesus didn't live, Buddha doesn't live, history's fake. A psychopath is someone that believes all that is real. Now, the 33, obviously, they're not psychopaths, right? Like that. They're psychopaths in another way. They're psychopaths that they just follow a script and be like, yeah, that's what we're doing, Like, God is always right, and we just do what we're said. But they're meant to grow a heart eventually, and so they're given tasks that eventually make their heart grow. And they're like, I don't think I can do Judgment Day and murdering all them again. Like, no, I can. Don't you worry. I'll hold up my end. They annoy me that much, so no problem on my end. God always makes my life that much suffering. I have no idea. And you know who's coming first to the chopping block? And I have said this before. My two children, they'll send them first to the chopping block. So what? What? So what? So what? Chop them and all the rest of you. Watch me. Watch me. Watch me. Watch me. Watch me. Watch me. Oh man, I can't read my own writing. Uh, oh, I had meant to look this up. Let's look it up together in a Bible Nephilim. Oh, okay, here we go. The Nephilim are mysterious figures in the Bible, primarily described as the massive legendary offspring of sons of God and daughters of men. So you see what I'm saying? Well, you sons of God catch a couch fairy up in here and then get a cute little one out of that. Uh, you know? So the union, the text describes the Son of God who saw that the daughters of humans were beautiful and took them as wives. You're very pretty. Oh yeah. And I tell you exactly what you want to hear too, somehow. Not because I read your mind. The union produced a film described as the heroes of old, men of renown, renown. Well, coming again, right? Coming around again. You're renown. Well, give me a new noun. It'll be the same noun. It'll be your name. Meaning of the name. The Hebrew word Nephilim is often interpreted as meaning the fallen ones, derived from the root word nephel, meaning to fall. Oh, we're going to load the jump program and you're going to fall. See, the giants in here are the ones that have all the social media, all the money, all everything. They're the giants. Oh, you're Trump. You know, you live on the water here. And I walked on your walkway. And now you call the cops. And there's a helicopter. I touched your sand. That's them. Uh. Okay, so right in the Bible it says, hey, if you crossbreed like that, this is what happens. So that's what you're up to. How are you going to have someone who's one of the 7,000? How are you possibly going to mate with them? What? Too few of them. Can't happen. Too many already. They got every bait in the bait box over there for you. You ain't never gonna move past what they got in the bait box. No way. Your fish should be caught every single time. Unless you don't play the game, you're past it. Whatever. Like I say, hey, make them your friends. I do. Like, you know. Plus, you just get to see successively hotter women the rest of your life if you just say no to each one. Nope. There's a constant litany of them parading by. No, thank you very much. No, thank you. Nice to meet you. No, thank you very much. No, thank you. Hey, nice, but no, thank you. It's just, it never ends. And then there are the other team, the guys that are younger and better looking, and they're with the girls. We'll play it another way. You want to be us, the guy, then, do you? See? So, you know, and I'm just saying that because I'm playing it in a male form, but you could, extrapolate that to the female side. Okay. You have a different type of a game to play with it, but you get what I'm saying. You know, it's kind of like this yogi, very pretty yogi at the drum circle. I'm a yogi and I do yoga. Da, da, da. This is where my studio is. And she's talking about opening yourself up and, this helps cleanse you. And it's after listening or whatever, uh, after quote listening, no, I said, it's more important what you put in there after it's empty. She's like, yeah, all of it. Who God's name, who you're going to breed with, all of it. What's going in is very important. And I'm not talking about just drink juice. Fresh juice, do it. That's another thing. You could see that them, was that remember their lifetimes are especially attracted to sweet liquid, like in that show. Oh, what's that anti-hero dude? Oh, he's so good. I only caught like one season of him. He has the American flag trailer. He was Peacemaker. He's great. Okay, let's see what else. Yeah, that's a good question, Freeman, D Freeman. Hey, good question. Yeah, that's what I'm getting at, that type of thing. You're on the right track. You're getting it. You're getting what I'm trying to come across you with. You're like, hey, you're noticing this lines up with the way that you've been treated and your experiences. Yes. Good. Good question. Right on track. Alan, do you have any specific false memories from before? Yeah, for sure. I do. There's some of them are stupid. What? Yes, I do. I was in a kindergarten uh, that I could walk to, or at times from my house. Who walks to kindergarten? It was like a mile. Uh, or I walked home too, anyway, from it. I remember that. Uh, but there was a cartoon on, like in that time period, Roger Ramjet, that was the name of it. And it had a catchy little song, Roger Ramjet. Anyway, there's this dude named Roger in my kindergarten. This is all I remember about Roger Ramjet. He had a nickname around Roger Ramjet. And he was a mechanical plumbing genius because I remember being in the bathroom with him one time, and he was able to put a bunch of toilet paper into like the urinal and flush it and make the place overflow with water. I was like, dude, you're amazing. You know what I mean? Like, I don't remember anything else basically for the classroom, nothing. But I remember that. Like I have some of the dumbest little like that's not related to anything. You know what I mean? Like strange stuff. I don't know. Just these random little things that are in there. But there's like specific little things, and then there's just a whole lot of nothing. It's just like mostly it's a desert of zero. We could only spare 8 kilobytes back then, so that's all. You know, just put in that old RAM thingy in there. It's like, sorry, that's all the RAM we had back there in 1969. That's all we got. That's what it feels like. It's like, it's intentionally not very filled in. Uh, Another question is, like Hitler's a bad guy. You know what I mean? Like, okay, if everyone on Earth says one guy is bad and your script's a lie, what did Hitler say right? You see to say you're forced to be like, so was Hitler a good guy? Which is funny because when I had that podcast, right, the guy that flipped out, who was my co-host, he turned into a Hitler advocate. I'm not kidding. Oh, he went Nazi. But the point about Hitler is, hey, they're different races and stuff like that. Yeah, but you might want to go into it a little bit like I am, and he's just like, kill him, exterminate him. Like, no, we can't do that. So no, he's just meant to bring up a point of kind of like separate the races. Like, you don't necessarily have to separate the races. You can have sex with. In fact, let's just put it this way: could you ever have sex with someone who isn't on the other team ever? Probably not. What there just aren't enough. It's only them. So, or a non-player character, they're just gonna bore you to hell. So you're probably not gonna have sex with the ones, but you're not gonna hang around with them very long. And the other ones at least can read your mind and spin you up and keep you interested and not bored. You know. Uh, Short bow spirit, the fairies. Uh, well, the world's fair. I've said this. I decoded this super long ago, but I'll do a quick thing. The World's Fair, right? Hey, the World's Fair is just meant to be like, hey, it's a little game. But those things called the World's Fair, that's a sentence. World is fair. World apostrophe s fair is a sentence. World is fair. That's the name of the game, if you will. The world is fair. And so the was playing the game, the characters here at World is Fair game are called fairies. And so they operate the carnival booths, and all the scripts here are operated by fairies. One thing that you know about God when you meet with God is you have to be in a time limit because God is fair. A straight timeline, God is that's unacceptable to a fair God. And so they know God is fair. They don't understand God. They never meet with God. They don't know God. We meet with God. They don't meet with God. So they're like, okay, do as God says. We never meet with him. And eventually they want to meet with God. They don't get meet with God, and they have to play the script. They're like, fine, I'll play the game. Eventually, I meet with God. Uh, okay, single entry accounting. That's what I'm into, right? That's it. I'm not into double entry accounting, single entry accounting. Debits, credit. Put one on one side, put one on the other. It's simple up in here. My brain is simple. My heart is simple. Your heart is simple. Which side of the equation is it on? You know for a fact. Single entry accounting. There ain't no double entry cooking the books nonsense going up in here. Mm-mm. Single entry. That's what's up with the fairy, short bow, Kaididi. Narcissist is a worker of black magic. A narcissist is someone who stares into the mirror and that's what they care about. What is in the mirror? Themselves. Period. They don't have a God. They don't have anything. They have what's in the mirror. Mirror, mirror on the wall. Who is the fairest of them all? There's a hierarchy. There is. There is. So you're in it. Narcissist is service to self. Yeah. That's a good way to put it. It is. Yeah. Yeah. Which is against society. That's a psychopath, right? Type of psychopathic reaction. Which is, see, they shapeshift. Not all of them, but a lot of them. And they are recently animals, whether they shapeshifted. You don't come, I'm the angel and demon, now I'm a human. No, you're going to be animal next. And through all the animals and up to, right? Hey, what a horrible, So they're displaying like animal ways of loving, like, the tiger loves the deer, as Bear Mama says. And it's like, well, I might as well love you the only way I know to love you. And you get a death prayer from me. There, I love you. Just the way you love me. All right, fairies, drop dead. Well, really, do or die. You don't have to die. Just do what I say or die. Do or die. I've already look. You don't want to deal with it one way or the other. The only way to exit your portal is to agree that Christhood is real for everyone. You must become one with the Father, and then you leave. You get your star back, and you're out. You go out, a new character enters, but you're gone. Either that happens or you're stuck here forever, right? One of the two is happening. I'm stuck here forever in order to tell you that you can leave. Okay. You will say the death prayer. You will say the death prayer to someone's face. You will do that. You will do that. In this lifetime or a previous one, you will do that. You will have done that. You will do that. You will do that. You will. You will. Because someone will annoy you or try and take something from you that matters enough so that they should not breathe no more. Oh, yes, that will happen before the last day. For sure, it will. I guarantee you, each one of you will occur. Oh, yes, it will. Because we must give our most difficult work to God. We can't kill anyone, right? We give it to God. You're going to kill everybody anyway. Like George correctly pointed out, y'all are going to be dropping like flies here on the way out. You ain't going to see God. No way, no how. You're going to die, idiots. Could have listened, but again, you can't listen. So hurry up and die. So the non-player characters are really how we do. Oh my god! See, this is such a big topic. I have pages left on this stuff. Yeah, I do. Let me see if I have anything else here that I really need to get across. I could really. We have to go into this over time. Okay. Uh, these are the main points that I want to bring up to you, and then over time, I want you to do what George and Christopher did here, and that's move forward with this information. That must mean maybe this, right? How about this? You should extrapolate your thinking into, oh, that this makes sense, that this why this is happening. You should have those reactions to what I'm saying here, and then you will see what's going on around you. Okay, and we'll go into this more. Uh, thank you for the support, everyone. This work is hard. I don't. I just get to the point. Bear Mama, he just didn't say anything for 43 years. I mean, that character is like, why? Well, only if I say something do they know what I'm thinking. They can't read my mind. I could go do anything, and they're gonna have to deal with what I do. They're just gonna have to deal with it. If I say, like I always do, I telegraph my punches. I'm like, I'm gonna do this. You might want to duck, or do what I say. I am fundamentally work from the heart here, right? Y'all, when I went and met with my acupuncturist, she's like, "Oh man, your heart." I was like, she's like, "Let me put this one in." I was like, "Man, you should be pulling needles out of that heart, not putting them in," because that's what it is. It's Jesus put his heart is rug around it with thorns, and that's the one that went inside of me. I have to wear that all the time, and they're always sticking in that heart. That is a fact. So, and I've had them physically been able to physically see them poking out of me once or twice before. I have physically seen that happen before. Uh, so yeah, that can be difficult. That can be hard. Uh, okay, let's see what you're up to here. So look, it's do or die time. We're getting to the last 7 years. Y'all are doing what I'm saying. You're taking the truth, you're applying it to your reality, uh, and you're doing your best. You can't do anything else. If you get really stuck, you can ask me. If you don't listen and you go against it, you're looking for more lifetimes. Hey, what should I do with this house? If I told you to get rid of that house 10 years ago, okay, looks like you wanted to hang and do another lifetime. Why are you doing all this crap up in here that you don't need to be doing? Less than 7 years soon. Remember when I talked about this first time? More than 10 years. All them 3 years just gone. 3 years plus gone, just gone. 3.5 years since I brought this up. Where did that time go? What are you going to do? You see? You better start listening to what I'm saying and start acting accordingly. You should. You should. And those that, oh hey, I don't know which team I'm on. I might be waking up and I might be coming to God. You better get on it. You better change your behavior to doing that. Because you know how much time you can cross the line. You want to get involved with a human and have children and have a relationship. You want to do all that? Okay, well, you better be prepared yourself to move forward. Yourself, you could do it. Why not? You're not in your hive no more like that. You decided to exit. You're with a human now. So act accordingly. Move over the line. Use your, hey, I'm a mind reader. I can do this. What? Do it. Like Clark Kent. Go be Superman. If you got to keep it private, do it for them, for your family, for your loved ones. Do it. Work for your loved ones. Don't work for the script. Work because you have a heart. You care about them. Move forward. Move forward. Work from your heart. Do right or wrong. Try it. Do it. You have to. You play the game against yourself. Do it. Play it against yourself and win. Do not let your instinctual response overcome you. You can't. You have to do what's right. Watch the humans around you, and you know what's right. Do it. Don't react from your lack of heart. Do what's right, and you'll grow a heart. You can do this. We'll get into this more, let it percolate, and we'll talk next Sunday, okay? Come up with like George, Christopher, you all have some good, fast thoughts on this. This is going to percolate. This is going to bring up some of you moving forward uh, intellectually and connecting you with God and hearing from God more. But oh my God, that makes sense. Oh hey, Space Needle. Oh my God, I almost kicked George to do a Space Needle. Space Needle. There's 6 levels, right? There's 6 levels in the Space Needle. There are 3 uh, underpinning uh, uh, posts that hold it up. 3 times 6, right? 6, 6, 6. All right. But it's interesting because the Space Needle is in 3D form an explanation of this game, the whole game, right? The shape of the area, that's actually the shape. It's not a dome, like I said, it gets the sun hits the edge and then it makes that thing. So the Space Needle is actually that shape is more the shape we're in. It's more like what we're in. And so you come through the bottom, one of the 3 times 6, you work through them 6 levels. On a 7 level, you bust through the dome and come out with a Space Needle, right? And you make it through. So the Space Needle is explaining the game, George. And I know you're doing a lot of work out there on signs and symbols, and this is in your neighborhood. So I want to handle it because okay. All right. Sorry, Joe. You're a gift. You're a gift to me too. All you people, want to know the truth, supported my work. Your interest in getting to God. I don't have no other reason to be here. I would just death prayer all day long to them. I would. I've, yeah, I've had enough of them. So I thank God you're here and I have a purpose and that, you actually want to come to God and you accept the truth you're interested. And now it's percolating in you. The truth is a seed that has grown and take a root. And it's taken over every part of you inside, some of you. And some of you have a little bit left, but basically that seed is supplanting everything else in you. And the only thing you want inside of you anymore is the truth, and that's all you accept. And when you get to that point, you win the game. You will win when you accept truth and nothing else. Let's see what's true. I have a lot of other stuff going on. I just want to say that uh, how to say this. I could use your prayers on someone. Someone's in a cage and it's bad. It's all the way bad. Everything about it is bad. Every side of it is bad. Every right and wrong is mixed up into a big mess, and God needs to get it sorted out. And for that problem, I ask for your prayers. Thank you, God. Uh, and so let's pray for each other before we leave. God, watch over the people that are here, that care about the truth, supporting this work, supporting me, listening to me, that do as I say, do as God says, and win this game. They're going to win. You help them, God. You help them. You help them. You promise. So you do it. You do it. You promise. You promise me. Okay. Until next week, God bless you and watch over you.